How to skateboard 10 tricks for beginner skateboarders. You guys ready? Trick number 1, the drop in. I'm just kidding. That is the exact trick you do not want to start with. If you're a beginner skateboarder and you were thinking, I'm going to start with a drop in, do not. That is canceled. We're going to start with the absolute easiest tricks that you can do on a skateboard. And I'm going to start out with pushing because this is where you should always warm up. This is not trick 1, this is trick 0. So put your foot down, put your front foot on there just like that, and just give it a push. And just roll around the park. Feel good about it, get comfortable. That is trick 0, trick 0, 0, 0. Now on to trick number 1, the popcorn. So put your feet on the bottom and you're gonna practice with one foot, just lifting it up and dropping it on the board. Just lift up, put it down. Some people call this popcorn, some people call it the leaf blower or leaf flippy thing. Leave it in the comments below what you call it. Start with one foot, boom. All of these tricks are to get you ready to land harder tricks. The more times you practice, the smoother it'll get. Now, you're gonna simply jump and put both feet on the board. Boom! Sometimes people feel like another practice step that can be good is just jumping on. Once you're feeling good, you're feeling comfortable, put your feet underneath the trucks, just like here, and you're gonna lift your toe and drop it on the board. Just like that, nice and smooth. That is the popcorn. You can spend time doing the practice step, get very comfortable, first ride around the park and get very comfortable. That is trick number 1, get it down. Let's go on to trick number 2. Some people call this, Caveman? I think it's called a caveman. I think some people might call this an acid drop. This is where you have your front foot on the board just like that, and you're gonna drop it and put your feet down. Trick number 2, caveman. Bada boom, bada bing. Shoo. Once you got that, start with your back foot because it's easier because you can take your front hand and throw the board into your back foot just like that. Just like that, do that practice step, and then you can drop it. And do that 3 times with the back foot. 1, 2, 3. Now you're gonna switch, front foot. 1, 2, 3. Each of these practice steps are helping you get a little more comfortable, a little more ease on the board. Because now you got to do it with both feet. I would start out with just a little baby jump. You almost want to just let the board hit and then jump on. Take it as slow as you need. Wear your helmet pad, elbow pad, knee pad, all the pads you need. Be safe out there. Then get a little higher until eventually you're rolling it and you can jump all in the air. And then get where you're like, wow, I'm comfortable on that. I'm feeling pretty good, feeling pretty confident. I think I got that. Now, if you're at a skate park and you have an obstacle, I'm gonna pretend that you are at a skate park and you do have an obstacle because we're filming this at a skate park. Trick number 3 is gonna be the 180 kick turn. And I'm gonna go to this obstacle right here, which is a nice mellow bank. But before, we're gonna practice this on flat. And actually the practice steps prior to this are just bend that front knee, drop your tail to the ground. Bend the knee, drop the tail. Bada boom, bada bing. The next step, you're gonna throw in your upper body and your shoulders. Very important, very key. You're gonna throw it like that. Boom. So your upper body's gonna turn, then your legs are gonna follow. Upper body, legs. And at first, you're not gonna be able to do the full 180. You're gonna do baby steps. Boom, boom, just little baby steps. In fact, brand new skaters, you spend a good amount of time just rolling like this. Once you got that on the flat, now you're feeling pretty confident, you're feeling comfortable, take it to the bank. We're gonna start up going just the bank, just a little bit up the bank, then turn, and then roll down. And then we're gonna repeat that a little higher, a little higher, a little better. You got the idea. Barely up the bank, now we're going a little higher. And a little higher. There you go. When you get that high, you've got the trick. Next trick, number 4. I call this the nosebleed. Some people call it the nose stall. Whatever you call it, it's a rad trick. Let's learn it. In order to do the nosebleed, you need a step. Any good step will work. Any curb, anywhere, any place, any curb will do. This one is good right here. So what this is, you're gonna roll up and you're just gonna go boom, straight there. And then you're gonna drop it. How we practice this is we practice it really slow, and then you're doing a weight distribution from your back foot to your front foot. So all the weight on my back foot, now on the front foot, now back to the back foot and roll off. So it's all about the weight distribution, where you're moving your hips, your upper body. So it's back, and then I'm going front, all my weight on my nose, and then back again to pull off of that. So ready? Right up, nice and slow. Boom, and down. And let's run it back. Right up, boom, and down. That's trick number 4. Keep it easy, keep it breezy. Leave me in the comments below what you call it, a nosebleed or a nose stall. Okay, the next one I'm gonna do right here. It's gonna be called trick number 5. This one is roll off a curb. You should have a nice flat curb that doesn't have too much going on. Here I have like a little bit of a weird obstacle, but I'm gonna really roll you through all these steps. This one as a brand new skater can be scary, so make sure you practice all these steps, very important. So I'm gonna pretend that this crack right here is where the curb ends. And I'm gonna practice rolling over this crack by lifting up my front wheels, just like that. So you want your front wheels to just be lifted up, and so you can roll off. If you don't lift up and you just ride off, you will get stuck and you'll fall forward. I'll show you what will happen here. So what you want to occur is you want it to be like this. You're lifting up, and you drop, and all 4 wheels hit. If you don't do that, you go like this, you get stuck right there, and you stop, and then you fall forward, which you want to avoid, which is why you're wearing the helmet, elbow pads, knee pads, everything. Okay, so practice here. This crack is the edge. So I'm gonna roll up to it, and I'm just gonna do a little manual, just lift up just ever so slightest. Probably trick 5 should have been a manual on flat, but that's okay. You can roll off a curb, you got this. So there we are. I'm watching the crack. I'm pretending that's the edge. I'm rolling up, my knees are bent, lift and land. Practice everything on a gradient. It is a step-by-step process to getting better at skateboarding. Every time you go out, get a little bit better, make a little improvement no matter how small, and you'll see where you get in months from now. Gonna give it a push, and you're gonna just lift up and land. Love me a good lift up and land. You ready? Let's run it. Right here, another key to this is you have to have enough speed. I'm gonna first show you how not to do this. We're gonna roll really slow. We're not gonna lift up. That's what'll happen, so don't do that. The smaller the curb you can find, the better. If you're a brand new skater, you find a curb that's like this high. You could find it somewhere, maybe in front of Walgreens. So now, I'm gonna have my eyes focused on the edge. I'm gonna lift up and I'm gonna land with 4 wheels down. Lift, land. Another point that's good is bend your knees. You always wanna be with your body weight centered over your board, and you wanna have your feet over the bolts. Key thing to remember all the time is the closer your feet are, the less balance. The more spread apart your feet are, the better the balance. And if you're right over the trucks, you have a solid foundation to land on. Super important. Okay, so here we go. Let's ride off. Lift up, land. The faster you go, the easier this is. But as a brand new skater, when you add speed, it also gets scarier. Ride up, lift up, land. Okay, now you can do a caveman, you can nosebleed, you can ride off a curb, you're killing it. That's trick number 5. Trick number 6, the shove it. Trick number 6 is one of the first major tricks that you will be learning in your skateboard journey. It is the shove it. You guys got to learn this one early. You got to learn it well. You got to learn it good. You're the best. Key to this are the practice steps. Your back foot, your toes are gonna curl over the side and you're gonna shove straight back. Just like that. And you're gonna practice this step for a while until you're very comfortable at it. I would do it until you do it 3 to 5 times in a row. In a row meaning if you miss one, start at the top and do them again. That's practice step number 1. Now we're moving on to practice step number 2 for the shove it, which is put your front foot on. I find it easiest to turn it about 45-degree angles, and you're jumping off the balls of your foot here, the toe. And then your back foot is like that, shoved straight back. Just like that. And that, oops, I wasn't doing the practice step at all. I literally just started doing shove-its. I'm sorry. Practice step number 2, you step off with your back foot. So your front foot is there, just like that. And then your back foot is off, and you're gonna jump off with your back foot. And leave your front foot on. The key here is that your front foot stays on the board. That is the point of control. Very, very important. You want this to stay down there the whole time. So this one, same thing. A solid 3 to 5 times. You can practice this in the grass. You can practice this on a carpet board at home. Practice makes perfect. So you've got that 3 to 5 times. You're feeling good about it. You're feeling confident. Now, the mental battle begins. You have to put both feet on the board. This is where things can get scary for you. Front foot angled, back foot off the edge. Now I'm gonna leave my front foot down as close to that board as possible, swoop my back foot and lift it up. The key thing to remember on this is it's just a little small jump with your front foot. Your back foot just swoops it and you always land with the weight on your front foot. Your back knee bends. And watch my back foot. Boom. The key to all of these tricks and all of these steps, if you get really frustrated, you take it to the earlier step, go back, work on that one, get it really, really good, and then come forward to the next step. Do never get like so frustrated that you're like, I hate this, I want to give up. If you hate it and you want to give up, go to earlier steps and improve on those earlier steps, and then push forward and you'll be progressing. That's trick number 6. In this list of tricks, you don't yet have an ollie. I was literally thinking in my head, you know what should be number 7? Is ollie this gap. And then I was like, no, Aaron, you're going too fast. So let's see. Trick number 7 for a brand new skater, a flat ground CASPER flip. You might be thinking, whoa, I'm not Rodney Mullen. If you were, you're awesome. This is gonna be easier. Kind of similar to the popcorn, but not really. So this one, you have your front foot underneath the board and your back foot on the tail like that. And now it's kind of a shove it, so it's good that you landed the shove it first, because I'm gonna jump down and I'm gonna swoop that foot up. We're gonna start this trick with this practice step. From this position, kind of like that. Kind of like that. It's easier with the back foot because the back foot has this control point where your back foot is doing the shove it and your front foot is going that way. So leave your back foot down and you're gonna pull your back foot off and land just like that. Okay, ready? Back foot on there, swoop. Back foot on there, swoop it up. With your back foot on, do a little shove it. This front foot pulls up and forward. Nailed it. You've got that. You've done that practice step 3 to 5 times. You're feeling confident. You're feeling comfortable. Now you're gonna take that step and put both feet on the board. You ready? Wow. This is like a combination of the popcorn and the shove it. If you got this popcorn down and you got the shove it down, now you're gonna combine popcorn, shove it. Leave it in the comments below if you like popcorn. Me, myself, I'm not a huge fan. Gets stuck in your teeth, but the butter is delicious. But let me know, do you like popcorn or not? So again, back to the, I feel like that one's quite easy and you can get it. Could be wrong though. Maybe this is what I should have Chloe learn. Maybe this would help her. That's the half CASPER flip. I think you guys are gonna learn that. I think you're gonna be stoked. We did a couple ramp tricks. We did it right off a curb. We can't do up any ollies because you've not yet learned how to ollie. We did a caveman, which is good. So the next one is how I like my wings, boneless. Leave it in the comments below if you like the boneless wings. So on this one, you're gonna start by putting your front foot on, having your back foot like that. You're gonna bend down, grab the board, step off with your front foot, and then lift up just like that. Drop your front foot to the ground, and then put it on. And I said front foot, but I meant back foot. Drop your back foot down, then put your front foot on. Key with all of these is you're starting out little baby steps. Each one is a little baby step at a time. You ready? Ride, grab your board, step off. Lift up, drop down, step back on. You could literally practice each of these separately. And then step on. The caveman, this will really help with this trick. Now, we're gonna put it all together, get a little bit faster and a little bit faster and a little more stylish and a little more bonelessness. So, I'm rolling, grab it with my back foot, step off my front foot, jump, and land. So basically all I do is take all those earlier practice steps and put them all together going faster. Give it a push, grab the board, step off, and roll. Yes, I love it. Give it a run, grab the board, step off your front foot, boom. And a key to this that I forgot to mention is you want to have your feet over the bolts, because if you step off your front foot and all your weight is here, you'll just go like, and that's not going to work. So have your back foot over the back bolts, your front foot there, then you can step off. Yes. As you get more comfortable with this, you want to do like a little shifty. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah. Shredder. Okay, I think that was 8. And I'm not good at math, but I do think that was 8. Trick number 9. I literally don't even know what this trick is called. And it might be really hard for a brand new skater. Maybe too hard, or maybe it's not. I actually don't even know what it's called. I think it's like a fly swatter maybe? So you're gonna ride and you're gonna practice picking up your board with your front hand, like that. So you're gonna pop your board into your hand, like that. And you want to have this location right here because you're gonna spin it around. Ready? And then you're gonna spin it and drop your back foot on. This might be hard to understand. This is the way that it spins. My hand catches it like that, and then I'm rotating it this way. Catch, rotate. So catch like that, rotate around, drop it down. I can't catch the tail, I have to catch the nose. It's like a insanity. Ready? So that's the practice step. Pop it up, practice step 1, do it a bunch of times. Practice step 2 is this spin, which you can just practice holding the board like that, spin. And now, what this trick eventually becomes is it's sort of like a step off, ollie, half impossible, CASPER, whatever, caveman-ish trick. Ready? What in the world? That's not too easy for beginners, right? If you're a beginner, let me know if that's too hard. So you ride, put your hand in the catch position, your front foot is gonna step off, the back foot is gonna pop the board up. Catch it, spin it around, and jump on. We're just gonna do those same steps that you already practiced fast. I think this is one of those weird tricks that I learned at an early age, just dorking around. Because whenever I do it in like anything counts game of skate, it gets people letters. Okay, one more for the show. Ride it, step off your front foot, pop the back foot, flip it around. You want to land with your knees bent. I probably have not mentioned that enough times in this video. If you're a brand new skater, beginner skater, always bend your knees. Very, very, very important aspect of skateboarding. Keep your knees bent. You want your center of gravity low. If you're ever gonna fall, you can just sit down. Either way, you're gonna avoid a lot of injuries by having your knees bent. Okay, that's trick 9. Trick 10 is one of the key, most important, most sought after tricks in all of skateboarding. It is the ollie. Okay, this is it, guys. You know how I took you through all of these? You might have thought, well, I should learn how to ollie before these. No, I don't think you should. I think you should learn these easier tricks and then ollie. We're gonna break this down into excruciatingly painful steps. So put your front foot on, kind of near the front bolts like that, and your back foot there with the ball of your foot on the tail, just like that. And then you're gonna practice pushing down with your back foot and just going like this. And notice how my knee, look at this knee right here, it is bending, and it's going to be bending in that direction. But we're gonna get to that. Practice step number 1 is just this. Let's do it 5 times. That's 3, 4, 5. And when you're practicing this on your own, don't just go, well, I did it 5 times. Do it a lot, as many times as needed, and come back to it anytime you need to. Because jumping straight into the ollie is not easy. Now practice step number 2, this is the most important one to understand. This is how your board lifts into the air. You're gonna have that part of your foot right there, drag up that board right there, like this. You can even draw a little line. And the focus here is on your knee. So this knee is gonna push forward. And with that knee pushing forward, it's gonna drag your foot up the board. You don't even have to think about, oh, bring the knee up. If you just push it forward, it'll naturally come up because it's on your board and it'll make that motion occur. Like so. Yes, you're gonna ruin your shoes. Sorry all the moms out there, unless you get the non-abrasive grip. Put your foot on the board, drag it up, just like that. Drag it up. That is practice step number 1 and 2. Now from here, it is all timing. So step number 3 is the timing between 1 and 2. So it's literally like this. 1, 2. And we're gonna do 1 and then 2. And your first ollie is probably gonna look like that. The hardest part here is getting this knee, the idea of this knee going forward, and the foot dragging. Because you're probably gonna need to literally practice this hundreds of times. I'm not even kidding. Sit and watch a movie for 2 hours and drag your foot up the board. You'll get the idea after a while. So ready? 1 and then 2. I'm purposely not leveling the board out because I want to just give you the idea that you're lifting the board up in the air. And then the next step would be push your front foot forward and lift your back foot. A really big thing that people always talk about is they like, I'm not jumping high enough. Yes, you have to jump with your back foot. Your back foot absolutely needs to come off of the floor, lifting the board, but your front foot is that's the actual point where it's dragging and bringing it up. Remember that. So you're going from there, don't even worry too much about leveling it out. And now, when you got that, and you're feeling pretty confident, now pop it, push your front foot forward and level it out. You can get to the point where you're boning it out. Good, you got it good. Pop up, push forward. Sometimes I see practice videos where people have their foot here. If you're trying to ollie higher, put it back further. Give yourself more real estate to drag. Nice and comfortable on that board. Pop it up, push it forward, level it out. Woo! Get this practice step. Do all of the practice steps as many times as necessary. If you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling like you can't do it, go earlier in the list and do some tricks you can do. Skateboarding is fun. You always want to have fun riding your skateboard, so if it's not fun, you're doing something wrong. Go to earlier steps and practice them until you're having fun, you're comfortable, and you're getting out there having an absolute blast. I'm making these videos and making these series to help you, yes you, learn how to ride a skateboard. I'm super excited about the future of this skateboarding community. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you for being here. Thank you for what you do. Get out there and shred and help others get on their board and shred also. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like, leave a comment below, and you, yes you, learn to ride a skateboard. We got everything you need at BrailleSkateboarding.com.